All right, so enough of that. Enough of hyping my own self up. Let's go to this next question. All right, let's see what this says. What is something you learned in your first year playing for Greg Popovich? Let's see. He says, I think it's just how cool he is. He's a regular dude who loves basketball and loves to be around people and loves to shed his light on life and the game. A lot of people think he is Oh my God. Thank God he said this. Oh my goodness, dude. Thank God he said this. Oh my God. Yes. All right. A lot of people think he is grumpy and mean. He doesn't like people. But when you're around him, it doesn't seem like that. He's a connector. He's a legend. He just got into the Hall of Fame. He has the most wins and 5 championships. Well, that has nothing to do with what you just said, but I think it's a blessing to be around someone like that and learn from him. Yes, dude. Gosh, there's so many people, like, especially if you're non-Spurs fans, so many people think that Popovich is just like this grumpy jerk, and that's not necessarily true. Like, they only see the media clips, and yeah, Popovich really hates talking to the media, right? Like, I get that. I mean, a lot of players hate talking to the media, right? So I understand that, but gosh, people just automatically assume like he's like the worst person ever, and I guess I get it a little bit. Like the fact that he'll yell at players and pretty much humiliate them, especially the ones that can take it. Just like Danny Green said the other night or the other day or whatever. He's like, yeah, well, I can take it. So that's why Popovich used to yell at me all the time. But man, oh man, he's shown way more instances of being like a decent human. I don't know why everyone thinks he's like this, like the worst person alive. Like, he's confident in what he says. He has a really great sense of self. I mean, you should, especially at that age. He has great self-concept, great self-esteem. But man, his awareness of the world and his awareness of his players and himself is just so great, man. It's so refreshing. He's so introspective. And I don't know. I mean, what he does, I think it's an art. And a lot of great artists are like that. They're a little bit more open and understanding. And everything like that. And he's a phenomenal leader. I don't know. We'll never. Here's the thing. I don't. This is a fact. We don't need Popovich to win multiple championships, right? Like in the future, when Popovich decides to retire and we get another coach, it doesn't mean it's the end, right? But at the same time, we won't see a Popovich again. The league won't see a Popovich again. I mean, Jeremy Sochan bringing this up, but let's see. Most wins coach NBA. I don't know. That's a terrible way of phrasing that. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. Coaches with most wins NBA. Here we go. We'll never see this again. Here we go. If it comes up, are we gonna load, or are we just gonna chill here? What are we about to do? Here we go. I don't know what that was. Yeah, so as you can see, Popovich being number 1, Don Nelson being 2, Wilkins being 3. What I don't think anyone would get as many wins as Popovich again. And I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime. And the only reason why I say that is because the NBA has changed so much. It has changed so much. I mean, a lot of guys don't just stick with teams. And that's what it would really take at this point. Like, for you to get to Popovich level, you're going to have to stick with one team. And you're going to have to be stupid successful. I mean, Pop has basically been successful since stepping into the head coaching job. Basically, right? Like, basically, he's been successful all the way through. I mean, on a few occasions, not really. But yeah, he's been successful. So it would take all of that, and you'll have to stick with the same team. And that's just not the case with NBA players. I mean, they come and go all the time. I mean, look at Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers got a bunch. I don't think that he'll get to Popovich. But Doc Rivers, I mean, he is all over the place sometimes, right? Who else? Where's Carlisle? I know Carlisle's up here. He is. Carlisle's 894. I mean, he's had immense success as a coach. Spoelstra's 704. And I would argue that Spoelstra is the second best coach in the NBA next to Pop, right? I just don't think you'll get to this level. Like, we'll never see this again. 22 straight years of making playoffs, nobody ever getting anywhere near Pop and wins. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. And Pop is still, and that's the thing, he's not done. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going for 5 more years. He's going to add on to his wins. He's still going for 5 more years. Basically unheard in any sport. That is true. That is true. But I'm just saying, like this, like the Don Nelsons of the world, you know, that's just not going to happen. The Pat Riley, that is not going to happen anymore. Pop is one of the last of his kind. It's so, I don't know. It's one of those things, you know, people say this about, they said this about Kobe. They saying the same thing about LeBron now. It's one of those things where you don't necessarily know how special this is until it's gone. Shoot, we could say it with Duncan, right? Like, we took Duncan for granted. I mean, let's just be honest. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was I. But man, having Duncan, it was like, man, this is so incredible. When he retired, my thought was, we still got it. We the Spurs. We win all the time, right? It doesn't matter. Like, our whole history of being San Antonio Spurs fans was winning, right? No matter what age you're at, too, by the way. Not like your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. The Spurs always won. Like, they always won. Maybe not championships, you know, pre-99, but they always won. They were always a winning franchise. You were used to W's every single year. But man, I took Duncan for granted, because once he left, I was like, oh man, we got LA, we got Kawhi. You know, I wasn't as high on DeJounte Murray as other people, but it was like, okay, DeJounte Murray's on the rise. We still got Manu for a few more years. Like, I'm good. We're good. But yeah, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Getting mid to late first round picks continuously and then losing your stars. Yeah, it actually turns out that you can't win like that. Yeah, we did. Yeah, and we assumed that Popovich could coach anybody. I remember that. Like, you guys remember that? Where we used to say that? We used to say that like in 2012, 2013. We were like, it doesn't matter who's on this team, Popovich will win with them. He could have a bunch of role players and he is going to make the playoffs. God, that was a dumb sentiment that a lot of us had. God, that was dumb. That is not true at all. That is not, it's not possible. That is not possible. I mean, shoot, we barely made playoffs with stars, with Rosen in LA. Like, it's tough. But my point is, we'll just never see this again. Like, Popovich is the GOAT, and I think that we really need to embrace these next 5 years. Yeah, I think we should really not take it for granted. That's all I'm saying. Just not take it for granted. But yeah, I don't know. Good stuff, great stuff. Especially from Sochan, man. He's always speaking them facts, isn't he? He always speaking them facts. DeJounte couldn't? What? Pop is ex-military. People forget. That's true. Where's Steve Kerr at? That's a good question. Where is Kerr? I mean, keep in mind his dynasty hasn't been there that long. What if I say oh my God, by Steve Kerr. 72. What are we talking about? Oh my goodness. As a coach. $467. Yeah, he's nowhere near. I mean, that's just, it's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, it's not even close. All these are locked. I guess you got to pay for those. Yeah, not even close, man. He'll never get there. I mean, but maybe if he, you know, after Pop retires, Steve Kerr comes in at our spot, maybe, possibly, but I don't know. I don't think so. Kerr didn't build his team. Mark Jackson did. Well, let me say this, okay? Let me say this. This is going to be controversial. I don't think Mark Jackson would have been able to win a championship. I know that's crazy. I know that's wild. I just don't think that that's the case. The team didn't really like him that much. Also, from what I heard, he was very and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but he was very like he pushed religion quite often. And when you're on a team that's full of like different cultures and different backgrounds and different ways of viewing the world, that's not good. That's not a great thing. Great thing to do. So yeah, he's pretty, I don't know, he's pretty unlikable. I think they could have at least won. Well, I guess, I suppose, you know, players, if you're talented enough, you know, you probably could get one out, maybe. I just don't. I think Steve Kerr doesn't get a lot of credit because of that. But I mean, he created a dynasty, right? He helped create a dynasty. And think about like some of the things that he endured as the coach, like trying to deal with all these different egos. Well, mostly Draymond, right? But dealing with Draymond Green, I don't know if Mark Jackson would have been able to deal with all that when Draymond Green got really crazy. Mark Jackson's ego would have consistently gotten in the way. Yeah, he has a huge ego too. Yeah, I don't know. People really praise Mark Jackson, and a lot of people say, well, why couldn't he get a job? And it's like, well, dude, he pushes his own like beliefs on people all the time. I mean, and that turned people off on the team. That's not good. Also, I mean, he's pretty. I'll be honest with you. That whole thing that he said about LeBron James' wife was really gross. I know that's like one thing, but I don't know. If he's willing to say that on national television, I'm pretty sure he's willing to rub his players the wrong way as well. Like, that was so unprofessional. He says something like, in all due respect, I'll hit that. It was something like that. It was something crazy. Mark Jackson got 1.2 what? Oh, talking about Phil Jackson. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no, that was crazy. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't play it because I think it'll probably be copyright. But it was like, yeah, all due respect. Let me see if I can find at least a quote. It was like, all due respect would. Something like that. I don't know. Let's see, Mark Jackson. It was pretty bad. Yeah, this is it. I can't play it because of the copyright, but yeah, he basically said he would hit Savannah James out of the park. With all due respect, origin story. So bad. Yeah, here it is. I'm shocked you downplayed Savannah. LeBron said she was all city, and I would hit her out the park, no question, with all due respect. What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? What did I join the live stream to? We were just talking about how Mark Jackson wouldn't have created a dynasty with the Warriors like Kerr did. Kerr doesn't get enough credit, I think. Terrible. God, that's so terrible. But yeah. Anyways,